there, this is Liz Wright, welcoming you to another colouring in this little Mary Engelbright Colour Me book, which I bought in 2016 and which I'm busy trying to do some of the double whips and getting them finished. And I've been doing these little Valentine hearts and trying to use a different colouring product for each of them. Today I'm going to be doing these flamingos, and I'm going to be using my Inktense pencils. I've chosen Fuchsia 107, Iris Blue 0900, Cadmium Yellow 0230, Crimson 0530, and Felt Green 1530. So I hope that works. I have a damp baby wipe with me and I have a water brush, and let's zoom in and see how we do. I am not sure how the paper will cope with the Inktense. Do apologize for my squeaky chair, and I'd love to have you tell me in the comments what medium you would like me to use for the next one. This is just a small one, and I think I'm going to let's start on the outside with the little green leaves. Oops, the point broke. So what I remember with Inktense is you don't have to colour in the whole area, because once you activate it with water, that should carry it around. I hope my hand isn't over where I'm colouring. I've just read a new book by Robert Brindza, Bryndzsa, a nice detective novel, which I really enjoyed. And I had been on a Lee Child binge again and reread all of my Jack Reacher books. Do any of you listen or watch or read Lee Child books, or have you watched the Amazon Prime Jack Reacher series? My husband and I have just started watching that now, and we're quite enjoying it, I must say. So I hope my head doesn't get in the way here. Just takes the veriest drop of water to activate here. I really must use these in my colouring books again. Nearly finished the page. I read such a funny thing as I was looking through my stickers and things. I found this little plaque thing saying I'm working on my PhD in crafts, which was, I'll need to go and look it up quickly. Something about not getting things done. Let me go and look it up quickly. It gave me a good giggle. I'll just finish these, clean my brush, and I'll be back. I found it, PhD, project's half done. So I think I'm working on my PhD in colouring here. Project's half done and getting some of them a little bit more done. Okay, so that has just a little dot. And I brought another reddish one. Oh, that's this one. Actually, I'm going to do that lemon because I wanted to do this little heart. Instead of doing it in red, I wanted to do it in lemon. Let me see. I had thought of using the blender pencil from the Tombos that I used there last time to activate this, but I found the Tombow sort of eating this paper, and I think they've got a nice, quite a firm nib on them, but I think that this little soft brush is possibly better for this paper because it just needs to be touched. And I'm going to let that dry, and then I'm hoping that the lemon doesn't mix with the blue above it and become green in the sky. That is the plan, that is the hope. So now let's see if we can blend these on here, just to get the slightly darker on the outside. And against the edge here, that's still a bit wet. Then I'm going to go in with the crimson. Very lightly, because I want it to be pink and not red. I managed to get, have you ever heard the term FSS, full set syndrome? Well, I managed to satisfy my full set syndrome with the Inktense by buying them on open stock. And I'm now in the process of trying to satisfy that with my Luminance pencils. And I think there's 10 more for me to get. Maybe it was 12, I can't remember exactly. And they're in my cart at a shop here in South Africa called Art Savings Club, plus a couple of other things. And I'm hoping to get them sometime soon, at which stage I shall have to colour with luminance pencils, at least a couple of images. Do any of you have luminance? I find they're amazing pencils to work with, but they feel different to like Prismacolors or others, and neither harder nor softer specifically. It's not that. It's just like I don't know, it feels different. Love to hear your opinions. I'm also very up for requests for things you'd like me to do regarding colouring. Do any of you guys enjoy colouring chibi pictures? Maybe it would be fun to do a channel colour along with a chibi picture. I think these are actually grey on flamingos. We go on holiday sometimes to an area and there are salt pans there. And I don't know if it's the salty water or what it is, but there are so many flamingos there. It's quite wonderful. You drive up as you're arriving and there's this sea of pink. I couldn't believe it the first time I saw them. And they sit there. I don't know if they go there to nest and for the babies. I once saw a documentary, and I mean, it's quite harsh nature, isn't it? Because if they're born early, sometimes the salt pans dry up and then they die because they overheat and they can't drink. The water dries up. Other times they're born later, in which case they're fine regarding the heat and that sort of thing, but they're not quite ready to fly when the family leaves and then they're left behind. Imagine us doing that with our children. would be so awful. I suppose many people do. Now I'm trying to make very sure that my nib is clean, and I'm using this wet wipe to dampen my brush rather than squeezing this, so that it's not pouring water because of this paper being not watercolor paper. This is a trick that I give credit to Sandy and Color Creatively for. She showed us that, and it's a great trick when you're using a water brush and a watercolor pencil in one of your coloring books. So you dry it off on this. It keeps the brush slightly damp, so it still activates the water medium, but it doesn't make your page swim. That looks quite pretty. Okay, I'm going to go with this deep fuchsia for the middle here. One of my first, can you see this Derwent Inktense? This was bought probably 20 years ago. This is what they look like now with a round barrel. This was a hexagonal barrel, but the pencil still works absolutely fine. I got a set of 6 as a gift from my daughter-in-law that she'd bought when she was a teenager, long before any coloring craze had come to being, and she was trying to explore some art mediums. She was doing a lot of babysitting of teenagers, and I think she must have been the world's best babysitter, because she took all these lovely art supplies with to do with the kids she was looking after. I do feel so blessed and happy, and well, blessed is the word. I am a Christian, and I don't speak about it often on my channel, but I just feel very blessed to have family. I was chatting to a friend this morning who has absolutely no family. She's an only child, and she never had children. She was saying, you know, how lucky I am, and I agree. It's a great blessing to have kids, and to have a sister, and to have a hubby. So today is my gratitude and being thankful day. And within that, we've finished the little flamingos, who are slightly more purple than pink. It's interesting that the fuchsia is more pink than the carmine, whereas on my swatch it looked the other way around. Let me know what you think, and thank you very much for watching. Have a wonderful, creative and healthy week. Bye-bye now.